What's up? Welcome back to the podcast. Talking Reckless, I believe is what we decided to call this podcast.
Yes. Yes.
Talking Reckless.
Ignore the fact that my camera froze.
Yeah, I was trying to, and then you said something, and now I can't ignore it. Anyway, we are here with episode 2 of Talking Reckless after what was a terrible WrestleMania season. We are here to talk about our predictions, talk about the show, talk about Stand and Deliver, and talk about some other things that did WrestleMania better than WrestleMania did.
What?
With that being said, I would like to put my theory out on why I think this was such a bad WrestleMania.
Okay, let's hear it.
My theory, okay,
Mm-hmm.
is it was a bad WrestleMania because it didn't feel like a WrestleMania. I didn't feel like when I was watching the show that I was watching WrestleMania.
Yeah, honestly, it just felt like another pay-per-view. Like a
That's
payback or
that's
something like
that's
that.
what I'm saying. It felt like I was watching, a payback or a backlash or something like that. It didn't feel like I was watching WrestleMania. The
Yeah.
vibe wasn't WrestleMania. And was that due to the crowd? Maybe. Because some of the matches felt like WrestleMania, but the whole thing altogether did not feel like
Yeah.
WrestleMania to me. Maybe it was because of
I,
the fact that most of it happened during the daytime. That could have also played a part into it.
yeah.
You know the
It
only
wasn't.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
They didn't start it as late as they usually would. It's like, you know what? Have a midday
They
one.
started it. Yeah, they started it an hour earlier than normal. Normally they start at 8 o'clock Eastern. They started at 7 Eastern. But they did that last year. But when you're on the East Coast, it's a lot easier because it gets darker quicker on the East Coast than it does on the West Coast.
Yeah.
So the last time they had a WrestleMania this bad was WrestleMania 9. Do you want to know where WrestleMania 9 was?
The fuck was it?
Las Vegas. That was the last time WrestleMania went to Las Vegas, was WrestleMania 9, and it was also terrible.
Damn.
So I feel like they should never go back to Las Vegas again for a WrestleMania. I feel like that doesn't need to happen anymore. With that being said, you had a hot take. Why don't you go ahead and talk about your hot take for this
Well,
WrestleMania?
it's not even a real hot take. I mean, the only real one of the big reasons why I didn't feel like WrestleMania is if you compare it to last year's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year's was miles fucking better.
And 39. 39.
I don't remember much of 39. I can't even lie to you.
That was a Los Angeles one. That was the one where Cody lost to Roman in the main event. That was remember when
Oh,
Solo
yeah,
Sikoa
yeah.
spiked Cody Rhodes and then he got pinned. Yeah, that was that WrestleMania.
Yeah. Those two are miles better.
Mm-hmm.
I really do not think the crowd helped this one at all.
Not at all. Not even in the slightest. They didn't even try. It was silent
They
in
were,
there
they
for a
were
lot of the
cheering a
matches.
heel, bro. They were cheering a heel.
Yeah, they were doing it on SmackDown too. They weren't even just doing it at Mania. They did it on SmackDown. They booed the shit out of Cody Rhodes on SmackDown.
That's how you ruin a match.
Yeah.
That's how you
Yeah.
ruin it.
Yeah, you do. You really yeah. Because the
He's like,
matches
yeah, you're right.
because here's what I've noticed. The matches that felt like WrestleMania were the matches where the crowd was involved, where the crowd was excited, where they were up out of their seats and they were excited. Granted, WWE didn't do anything to get them excited for a lot of these matches. A lot of these builds were kind of lackluster. They kind of
Yeah.
didn't lead to anything, which I think was a big problem, especially like the tag team title match between the New Day and the War Raiders that had nothing going into it. A lot of a lot of the matches on the card didn't have a real story going into it. I think that is something that WWE needs to work on for next year's WrestleMania, in my opinion.
Yeah,
In my opinion.
I feel like there's a lot that needs to be fixed after this Mania.
Yes.
Like a good bit.
Yep. Absolutely.
Specifically the Night 2 main event.
Yep. We'll get there. We'll get to the Night 2 main event. We will get there. But yes, I feel like this year did not feel like WrestleMania. It felt like it honestly felt like I was watching Raw or SmackDown. That's what it felt like.
I wouldn't go that far.
That's what it
It
felt
felt like
like.
a pay-per-view, but it didn't feel like a major pay-per-view. It felt more like a
Yeah,
minor
I
pay-per-view.
guess. Yeah, I don't know. It felt off both nights. Both nights just felt off to me. Cause last year at WrestleMania, we were all excited. Everything was
Yeah.
hype. Like it felt like okay, WrestleMania is here. Ironically, this was the first WrestleMania that Triple H did alone, did by himself. This was the first one because Vince was still there for last year's card when they were building the card. He was still there up until when the card was probably already done by the time he left.
God damn you, Paul.
So this was Triple H's first solo WrestleMania, and he gave us this. I'm not going to put all the blame onto him. I'm not going to put all the blame onto the fans. I'm going to mix them together. They're both at
I'm gonna
fault.
mix them
They're
together.
both at fucking fault, okay? All right, they're both at
I mean,
fault.
here's the thing. In theory, some of these matches could have been fucking bangers, like really good for Mania matches.
That is true.
But almost all of them fell short.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them fell short. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It was an experience. That's something, I guess. I guess that's what they were going for. It was an experience.
But they fell flat at making it a Mania.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very much so.
They need to fix all of this tonight on Raw. They need to do something. Because we have Friday, we have Aleister Black returning, which is going to be great.
Fuck yeah.
We need something to happen tonight on Raw to make any of this make sense. But we're going to get there. First, let's talk about Stand and Deliver, because this was the better show of the weekend.
One I didn't watch.
Yes. This show was fucking incredible. By the way, no match under 10 minutes on this card.
That's the way you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, and guess what? WrestleMania had, I think it was 3 matches over 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. But in what world is your main pay-per-view not having all their matches over 10 minutes?
And one of those matches over 10... Here, actually, hold on. Wait a minute. I can go right here. One of the matches over 10 minutes was Logan Paul, AJ Styles, by the way. Let's see. I'll tell you exactly which matches went over 10 minutes. Here we go. Jey Uso Gunther went over 10 minutes. Jacob Fatu LA Knight hit 10 minutes. It was 10:40. Tiffany Stratton Charlotte Flair hit over 10 minutes. They were at 19 minutes. Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns was at 32 minutes. They actually had more over 10-minute matches on night 2.
Yeah.
So you had 1, 2, 3, 4. You had 4 matches on night 1 that was over 10 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches on night 2 that was over 10 minutes.
They were one match short night 2, so
that they had the exact same amount of matches.
Did they?
Yeah, because of the Randy Orton match.
Oh
got
yeah.
Added. So that one. Yeah.
I don't even know who won that.
Randy did.
I would assume Orton.
Yeah, of course. It was a 3-minute match. Anyway.
Damn.
Yeah, it was 14 minutes, 13 minutes, 10 minutes, 17 minutes, and 21 minutes. Shockingly, the 4th longest match on the card was Logan Paul AJ Styles at 17 minutes.
Insane.
But
wait,
anyway,
who did Orton go against?
We'll get there.
I missed that one. Oh.
We'll get there. Anyway, Stand and Deliver Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. It was 1 p.m. Saturday afternoon, Stand and Deliver started off with Gigi Dolan, or this is a pre-show match, so this wasn't the actual show. The show hadn't started yet. This is a pre-show match for the Women's Tag Team Championship match, because it's all 3 brands fight for the one women's title, tag team titles. So Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley defeated Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez, Fatal Influence, Fallon Henley and JC Jane, and Metaphor, Lash Legend, and Jakara Jackson to be the number 1 contenders for the Women's Tag Team Championships.
Holy fuck. What a match.
Yeah. It was a 4-way tag team elimination match, so each time you got pinned, you would get eliminated, and whoever was left standing won the match. So Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley, with Shotzi as their manager, won that match. They are now the number 1 contenders for the Women's Tag Team Championships.
Shotzi as a manager sounds like a crime.
Well, I don't think she was. I don't think she's a manager, but I think she was for this match. She wasn't participating in this
Oh,
match.
okay.
I think.
Okay.
I think she does wrestle. I just think she was the manager for this match.
I was about
Anyway,
to say, there's no way.
moving on to the show when it started. Ricky Saints defeated Ethan Page for the NXT North American Championship. He retained his title against Ethan Page in a 12-minute match. It was a really good match. It was a banger. I ain't gonna lie. Ricky Saints put on a banger. All right, two AEW guys, they put on a fucking banger and Stand and Deliver. I'm gonna tell you what, brother. It was great. It was a great match. Next up, a match that actually surprised me with the result. Hank and Tank, which is a tag team in NXT, defeated Fraxium for the NXT Tag
Yep.
Team Championships in a banger. One of my favorite spots from this match, as a matter of fact, was I believe it was Tank. He went to go do a suicide dive, right? He ran. He was trying to hit the suicide dive. I think it was onto Axiom. Axiom moves out the way and he lands flat on the announce table. That shit was hard. I don't give a fuck what nobody says.
Damn.
That shit went crazy. Anyway, they ended up coming back and they won the tag team championships, which I'm hoping means that Fraxium gets the call up. I'm hoping. I'm hoping that's what that means. Because we do have a draft coming up soon. So
Oh yeah, that happens fairly soon after Mania.
it happens at some point. I don't fucking know. They haven't said it. They said it one time and then that was it. They haven't said a word about it since. So anyway, with that being said, we move on. The next match was the women's ladder match for the vacated North American Championship. Sol Ruka defeated Izzy Dame, Kalani Jordan, Lola Vice, Thea Hale, and Zarya to win the NXT Women's North American Championship. 2-belt Sol Ruka. Yeah, 2 belts. She has the Speed Championship that nobody talks about, but she has it. She won it.
Do
She's
they
the
even
Speed
defend that
Champion.
anymore?
They do on Speed.
What the fuck is Speed?
They don't even walk
I've
out
never
with
heard
it
of this
anymore.
brand.
It's on X. You can watch it on X every Wednesday. They have a
I
5-minute
can't watch
time
anything
limit.
on it.
They have a 5-minute time limit.
That's insane.
Anyway, so now she's 2-belt Sol Ruka. She took a picture of her holding up both belts as if one of them meant something. They don't even walk out with the belt. Dragon Lee, I feel like is still the champ. I don't even know. Is Dragon Lee still the Speed Champion? I don't even know. He was
I have
at
no
one point.
idea.
Hold on. Dragon Lee, the Speed Champion. Because I don't fucking watch Speed. I don't know. Yes, Dragon Lee is the current Speed Champion. The fact I had to Google that says a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now Sol Ruka has 2 belts. She's the NXT Women's North American Champion. Great. All of that. Next, we move on to a 6-man tag match. Dark State, which is the Shield 2.0, versus the
It's still
D'Angelo
2.0.
family.
Okay.
We call them the Shield 2.0. They're not really. They're really good, though. But, whatever. Anyway, they defeated the D'Angelo family, which is Tony D'Angelo, Channing Stacks Lorenzo, and Luca Crusifino. This match was good. Until Channing Stacks Lorenzo turned on Tony D'Angelo by kicking him in the McNuggets. No.
Not the McNuggets.
Now I said this when we watched the TNA pay-per-view. What did I say about the McNuggets?
You gotta protect them, bruh.
This is a theme throughout Mania weekend, but this was the first shot to the McNuggets. Channing then proceeds to leave the arena and hit all of his gear. Didn't even change. He just got in the car and dipped. And we will see what happens on Tuesday, I guess. I will not be watching, but I will look on Twitter and people will be talking about it. Next up, the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Women's Championship. Stephanie Vaquer retained her title, defeating Julia, Jada Parker, Jordan Grace. So, that's all I can say about that. It was a banger. This was a banger match. I ain't even gonna lie. This match went hard. They were edging Booker T for a long time.
Oh, what the fuck?
And then eventually they let him go all over the place. 3 separate times.
Damn. An eventful night, I see.
Yeah, it was all over the place, man. They kept teasing him, and they were like, no. They teased him again? No. They teased him one more time? No. And then they let it go all over the place.
Both times a charm.
And he was happy about that, by the noises he was making on commentary. He was excited.
Huh? And over here, whoop that trick.
Do you know what he? Hold on. I don't think you know about this.
I don't. I
Hold on.
didn't watch Stand and Deliver.
No. It doesn't matter about standing delivery. It's an NXT thing. I'm gonna show him these clips of Booker T because this man goes insane on this shit. Hold on. All right, we're back. We're back. So okay, so the whole show, so basically the whole match, they were teasing that move, and every time they would do it, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, what the hell?" Like every time. And then she would go for it again. He'd go, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's go. Come on. Oh man, come on now." And then she was finally doing it, and she did it 3 times in a row, and bro about lost his breath. Anyway, because he loves that move, so they let him go all over the place. Next up.
Oh yeah.
Next up, this is the match of the weekend. I don't even give a fuck. This match was so fucking good. And at some point, me and you have to watch this match together because it was so good. Obafemi defeats Javon Evans and Trick Williams for the NXT Championship in a triple threat match. This match was good. There was a lot of great spots, and this is one of my favorite spots was when Trick Williams tried to throw Javon Evans into the ring. He lands on the bottom rope and does a moonsault onto Trick Williams, which I thought was incredible.
That's insane sounding.
Yeah, it was wild. It was probably one of the best matches in NXT history. It's got to be up there. If it ain't the best, It's got to be up there. It was really fucking good. All 3 of these guys can work. All 3 of these guys deserve to be on the main roster. I just the only misstep I have is that Javon Evans should have won. Because if he would have won, he would have been the youngest NXT champion of all time. That's all I'm
You
saying.
say that, but we both predicted Obafemi.
No, we did. But I feel like he should have won. I forgot how old he was. He's 20 years old. I feel like he should have won.
Yeah, I was thinking about going with him when we were doing our predictions, just because that would be fucking sick to have.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but it did not happen. The Nigerian ruler does it again and retains his title. I don't even know if he's from Nigeria. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't even know where he's from.
Is he? He's from Nigeria. I fucking told you. I'm the best. Anyway,
No, you're not.
Stand and Deliver overall was a great show. I enjoyed it. He didn't watch it, so he doesn't have an opinion. I enjoyed it. I watched it. I had a great time. I was thoroughly entertained. It felt like Stand and Deliver. It felt like WrestleMania more than WrestleMania. It felt like WrestleMania.
That's insane. It's insane to say that about anything.
Yeah. Honestly, the TNA pay-per-view felt more like WrestleMania than WrestleMania did.
Yeah. It was better.
We'll get to TNA later. Probably we'll talk about that insane co-main event.
God damn, bro.
Anyway,
That
we gotta
should've been
move
main
on.
event.
We gotta move on to WrestleMania 41. Now we had predictions, and we can go through them as we go through the matches. But I feel like I won. But don't tell me.
You did.
Oh, okay. He told me. Which means on the Patreon, this motherfucker's going to have to do his punishment. Anyway. We got WrestleMania. Night 1 opened up with opening match Jey Uso versus Gunther. And a banger. That match was pretty good. It was pretty good. I saw a lot of people hating on it because it was a slow match, whatever. It didn't have to be a quick match. You know what I'm saying? It can be slow. It's fine. Jey Uso is your new World Heavyweight Champion, and he leads us into a new era, hopefully. Or he'll lose it on Raw tonight. Who really cares?
Imagine.
I can see
Dude,
it.
I'd be so mad.
Gunther comes back, wins it back. They just gave it to him for one night.
What was the point?
Hey, don't put it past WWE these days. They could. They could do it.
Yeah, for some reason.
This match was good. Jey Uso hit about 14,000 spears, about 3,700 Uso splashes, and he chokes him out, kind of. I mean, he got him into the chokehold, and then he tapped out within like 4 seconds. So, it is what it is. Felt like it should have gone on a little bit longer, maybe made him pass out, do something else. I don't feel like Gunther should have tapped out, but whatever. That's just me.
Yeah, I don't think Gunther should have tapped, but
I don't either. I think if anything, make him pass out.
yeah.
But I was expecting more from this match, but it was still a pretty good match, all things considered.
This is one of the matches that I missed on night one.
Oh, really? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
For me, it was. It was. I'll say this: it was a good match for what it was, and for what I saw the
For what
rest.
it
For
was.
what I saw the rest of the night, I think it was a good match. All right, listen. We don't have many good matches to choose from here, all right?
We have a great match to
We
choose
do
on
have a
this
great
night.
match, and it is probably match of the night. But we'll continue.
Match of the weekend.
Next
Not
one,
night.
match of the night. Come on. Oh no, match of the
No.
weekend. No,
For
you're right. You're
WrestleMania?
right. You're right. For WrestleMania, yeah,
Match
match
of
of
the weekend.
WrestleMania. Match of WrestleMania. Yes, I forgot it was 2 nights. That's how bad it was. I forgot it was 2 nights.
I literally just said that's one of the matches I missed on night one.
Shut
This
up.
motherfucker, dude, he don't listen.
Shut up, man. Anyway, next up, the New Day take on the War Raiders for the Tag Team Championships, and the crowd did not give a single flying fuck about it.
I don't know why you would.
They were quiet. They were sitting down. I saw a guy on his phone for the entire match.
That's insane.
Not one person gave a fuck about this match. And to be honest, I do not blame them. Because I didn't
Yeah,
give a fuck about this match.
I don't think there's a reason for this to be on the card, but
No. You know what? You know what's happening? You know what's happening Friday?
what?
SmackDown Tag Team Championship TLC match is happening Friday. And it wasn't on the Mania
What?
card. Yeah. A tag team TLC match for the tag team
That would have been
titles
better.
is on Friday.
Motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers.
That's what we missed out on the card, and we have these bums. We have these bums. Listen, I love the War Raiders. I love the New Day, but this didn't need to be on the card. There was no story to it. The the New Day's heel turn has not been what we thought it was going to be.
No, that's what we're calling them now. I hope you know that. The heel
The
day.
heel day. Well, the heel day are now tag team champions as they defeat the War Raiders for the tag team championships. I still don't care. Next up, a match that people were excited about, I feel like. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Naomi came out to a new theme song, a new entrance, and I liked it. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind the theme song. It didn't really fit Naomi, but it sounded okay.
This is another one I missed. So this
Then
one's all
Jade
on
Cargill
YouTube.
came out after Jim Cantori was on the TV in one of Jim Cantori. He's on the Weather Channel. Like if he's in your town, you might want to get the fuck out because something bad's about to happen to your town. Okay, if you see him, a hurricane, a tornado, something's coming to your town. You might want to get the hell out of there. All right.
Damn.
I love Jim Cantori, but he comes on and he's in front of a green screen. You can tell. They didn't try to hide the fact that he was in front of a green screen. I feel like they could have just been at the stadium, but he was standing in front of the stadium, and he's like, "Oh, it's a nice day out here, a good day for WrestleMania." And then the storm comes, because Jade's whole thing, a storm is coming, right?
Yeah.
Storm starts coming in. Not one drop of water was on his head, even though it was raining. And quite frankly, it looked terrible. But I loved it. It was just the right amount of corny for me. All right. Just the right amount. Then Jade comes out, does her thing. The match was really good. I liked it. I liked Jade Cargill hit a crazy spot. I believe Naomi was on the top rope. She jumps off, and then Jade hits her with the sit-down powerbomb as she's jumping, which I thought was really cool. And then she hits her with Jaded, which is the finishing move for Jade Cargill, and Jade Cargill gets the
Oh my
1-2-3 and gets the win over Naomi. No Bianca Belair interference, no Bianca Belair involvement in this match. It was straight up one-on-one.
This is where me saying that his story ideas don't make sense comes into play, because he said that was going to happen. I told him, no, you're fucking stupid.
Here's
And
why.
guess what? It
Here's
didn't
why it
happen.
should have happened. Okay? Bianca Belair should be involved. You want to know why?
Sure.
Because she's in the storyline with Naomi and Jade. This story wouldn't be happening without Bianca Belair.
I mean, I don't fully see, but I
Okay.
guess.
Okay. You want to know why Naomi attacked Jade?
Is
Because
it shown 100%?
yes, she said this in a promo. She said, I attacked Jade because she felt like that she was using Bianca Belair. That's why she attacked her. And she was trying to protect Bianca Belair. She said that in a promo. And guess who's not in the story? Bianca Belair's not in the story anymore. And also, guess who was crying in the Elimination Chamber when Naomi was getting attacked? Bianca Belair. And they emphasized it. They had the microphone in the pod on. The camera was always on her.
This man's acting like I religiously
They
watch wrestling. I
emphasized
don't even
it.
know what the fuck's going on.
They emphasized that she was a part of the storyline. And that was it. We haven't seen anything of Bianca Belair in the storyline since.
I mean, they were probably focusing on this one match.
Which is fine. But I feel like they should bring it back. I feel like they should now.
They'll probably bring
should
back
bring it
that
back.
story, though.
I feel like they should. That's all I'm saying. I feel like if you start a storyline, you should finish the story before starting new ones. I feel like, because it could be a great story. It's been going on for months. Who attacked Jade? Who attacked Jade? That was the whole thing for months. And then Naomi attacked her. Why did she attack her? Because she was using Bianca Belair. Just saying, man. Anyway, match of the night is next.
Match for the
El
WrestleMania
Grande
weekend.
Americano versus
not
Ray.
that. Never mind.
Versus
hell no.
Ray.
It wasn't Ray.
Not Mysterio. Ray Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix. There you go.
Rey Mysterio got injured on SmackDown the night before. Was not able to compete. Although I feel like he was able to compete. I feel like he said, I'm not jobbing out to El Grande Americano, which I do not blame him for. That being said, this match was actually really good. El Grande Americano pulled out a Phoenix Splash, which I've never seen Chad Gable do in my entire fucking life. I don't know where he learned that
It's
at.
not Chad Gable. I thought you said it wasn't Chad Gable.
Right. But he was trained by Chad Gable. I've never seen Chad Gable do it. Why would he train his students to do it?
Well, he's a luchador, bruh.
You're right.
I mean, has high flying in his blood.
Right. No, you're right. You're right. He's from the Gulf of America. You're right.
Swam with the fishes.
That being said, El Grande Americano defeated Ray Phoenix in 7 minutes. I feel bad for Ray Phoenix. I really feel bad for him. It's his first WrestleMania. He just got to the company, had one win, and then he loses to fucking...
And then basically got jobbed.
But I will say, they did do themselves some favors with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on SmackDown the night before, because El Grande Americano came out and eliminated Ray Phoenix, not knowing that they were going to have to replace Rey Mysterio later for WrestleMania. But they had that happen. I'm glad they did that, because if they didn't do that, this would make no fucking sense. But at least they did that, so it kind of makes sense a little bit.
A little.
Next up, this match right here, man. This match, there were some injuries in this match.
I can't remember what match this was.
There was some breakage in this match. I'm talking about Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair.
Oh, someone break something?
Oh, we'll get there.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh.
The fact that you haven't heard about this is crazy.
I don't religiously look into wrestling news.
Well, I saw it when I was watching the show. I saw what happened. I saw it all.
I was working and watching.
Oh, yeah,
I was in the middle of a
you
rush.
were working that one. Night 2, you were not, though, so you should be more inclined for night 2.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tiffany Stratton wins against Charlotte Flair. Thank God.
Yeah, thank fucking God.
I don't want to see another Charlotte Flair title run. I just don't want to see it.
There shouldn't be a reason for it.
There shouldn't be. She's a 16-time world champion. Or a 15-time world champion, something like that.
I think it's like 14, 15.
I thought it was 16, but I could be wrong. I thought it was 16, but I could be wrong. Anyway, Tiffany Stratton defeats Charlotte Flair and retains her.
She's 14 time.
14-time. Okay. You were right. When you're right, you're right. All right.
Yeah.
That being said, it was a decent match, all things considered. Except for Tiffany Stratton got fucked up in this match. She was fucked up in this match. Charlotte Flair hit a couple of stiff kicks by accident. She hit her with her knee brace. Right in the mouth. Chipping one of her teeth. One of Tiffany Stratton's teeth. She had no more tooth. It was gone.
Oh, is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Her
Oh,
tooth
I thought
was
you meant
gone.
like.
Does
Thought
not
you meant like
exist.
the limb was broken.
Unfortunately, Charlotte Flair's limbs stayed intact.
That's insane.
Tiffany Stratton had no more tooth. Her tooth was gone. It did not exist anymore. She got it fixed later that night, might I add. But it did not exist after the match ended. She was bleeding from the mouth. There's a lot happening. With that being said, get Charlotte Flair out of the wrestling industry. Get her out of the wrestling industry.
I would have had.
I would have had more fun watching Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton. There's at least a story there.
No.
There's at least a story there.
I mean, there's a story there, yes.
I would have rather watched that.
But match-wise,
I would have rather had the fridge come back.
Fridge. That's karma, bruh.
Anyway, all things considered, great match. All things considered. We move on to match of the weekend. This is probably match of the year contender. Could be.
I don't know if I'll go that far.
Could be a contender
The
for it.
storyline was great. I don't know if I'd go match of the year.
I'd say it could be at least a contender for it. Maybe it won't win.
Maybe.
It'll be nominated. You know. Seth Rollins defeats CM Punk and Roman Reigns with the help of Paul Heyman by pinfall. Now, the story going into this was that Seth Rollins was a cuck. He was watching these guys fight. Two Paul Heyman guys fight each other for custody over poor old Paul. He was watching this happen. He wasn't involved. He was just watching it happen. He was like, it was like they were on the bed fighting and he was sitting in the corner watching.
It's like a hotel room.
Yeah. With that being said, later in the match, Paul Heyman looks like he's about to walk off. He comes back, he grabs a chair, comes back. I said, oh shit. He's about to throw it in the middle of both of them and just walk away. He looks at Roman, he looks at Punk. Looks at Roman, looks at Punk. Looks at Roman, looks at Punk. Looks at Roman, shakes his head no. Gives the chair to CM Punk. CM Punk gets up, he's ready. He's going to hit the shit out of the tribal chief with this chair. He did not protect the McNuggets. And Paul Heyman hits him with the low blow. Oh, like that. He said, ah.
Get a little tickle up there, too?
Yeah. No, the tickle's coming later.
Oh, shit.
He grabs the chair. CM Punk falls down. He's hurting. Which I would be, too. I mean, that hurts.
Yeah, you didn't protect the McNuggets, bro.
Grabs the chair. Paul Heyman does. Grabs the chair. Walks over to Roman Reigns. Gets down on both knees. And sucks it. No, okay, no way. I don't know. He didn't do that. He held the chair. He had the chair. And he gave it to him like that. He gave it to him like this.
Wait, I'm sorry, my tribal
He
chief.
said, "Here, my tribal chief." He was crying when he hit CM Punk. He was devastated. He said, "I'm sorry. You made me do this." He hands the chair to Roman. Roman hits CM Punk twice with the chair. Then Paul stands up and goes, "Look, my tribal chief." Roman couldn't hear him the first time he said it. He was yelling too much. He said, "Look, my tribal chief." He said, "He's right there. Hit him. Hit him with the chair."
He's
So
yours for
Roman-
the taking years
He's
later.
yours for that's what I'm saying. So he picks up the chair. Roman picks the chair up. He's like, "Okay, I'm gonna hit him." Tells Paul to get back just in case shit goes down. You know. Paul Heyman gets beside Roman. Roman is about to pick the chair up to hit Seth Rollins, and then there was a tickling of the nutsack happening.
Little of the nuts right there.
He went, "Oh, now this looks kind of crazy." But that's exactly the motion he did. He went like this. He was happy when he did that to Roman. He was ecstatic. He wasn't crying like he was when he hit CM Punk. He was happy when he hit
He
Roman.
never forgot that Superman punch he took.
Yeah. And so then Seth is standing there, knowing what just happened. He's looking on the Titantron, I'm assuming, because he was looking up like this. And Paul Heyman comes around with the chair. Seth puts his hand out, grabs the chair, hits Roman once, runs back, hits a stomp on Roman Reigns, pins him for the 1, 2, 3, and Seth Rollins is now a Paul Heyman guy.
CM Punk.
Shut up. Seth Rollins is now a Paul Heyman guy, which I don't think was necessary.
I don't think so either. I mean, the whole
Seth
reason
doesn't
you had Seth
need
winning
Paul
this,
Heyman.
the whole dude, when this happened, it pissed me off because the only reason you had Seth winning this is because you thought Brock Lesnar was coming back. You
Yeah.
said the only reason Seth would win this is if Brock comes
And
back.
I still thought he was going to, up until it went black. I still thought he was going to.
Like that pissed me off. I'm like, bro, there's no fucking way this man made up this goddamn story that
I got the
everyone knew was
right
not
answer.
gonna
I got the right
happen.
answer, wrong
But
solution.
you got the right answer.
I
This is
got
like
the right
the
answer, wrong
dumbest shit.
solution.
It pissed me off, bro.
Brock Lesnar did not come back. But Seth Rollins is now a Paul Heyman guy. Now, to me, when I saw this, I said, this doesn't make sense. When you get a manager, normally it's because you need one. Maybe you can't talk on the mic good, right? Maybe you need somebody to get you over.
To be fair, though, Punk didn't need him.
Punk
It
needed
added
him.
to his story,
Punk
but he didn't
needed
need him.
him when he first came into the business. That's why he had him. When Punk first came into the WWE, he needed somebody to talk for him. Needed a mouthpiece, somebody to be on his side. When Roman Reigns had Paul Heyman, before now, Roman Reigns couldn't talk for shit on the mic. When he was the big dog, he couldn't fucking talk on the mic. Suffering succotash.
I thought Paul. That's insane. I thought Paul came in with CM Punk later in his career, not early on.
It was
I have that wrong?
He was the first Paul. CM Punk was the first Paul Heyman guy. That's what they said on commentary. That's definitely not true, but
Yeah, that's.
it was
Not,
back in the
but we'll
day.
go
It was
with it.
back in the. It was had to have been 2012. It was right after Brock left. It was right after Brock left for the first time to go to the UFC.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Or not like right after, because I think he left in 2002. I think. No, that doesn't make
Was
sense.
it 202 or was it
I don't
was
know.
it 03?
When did hold on?
We can't remember what shit.
Because I remember it was 2012.
He debuted in. Brock Lesnar debuted in 2008.
Yeah, it was 2012. 2012 is when he partnered with him, because I remember when they broke up. I say broke up when they stopped, being friendly, and he stopped being his manager. He was feuding. Paul Heyman went with Ryback and Curtis Axel, and then CM Punk was feuding with both of them, and then it was Ryback, because the whole thing was like, if CM Punk beats Curtis Axel, he gets to choose who he faces in Hell in a Cell. And he chose Ryback and Paul Heyman in Hell in a Cell. I remember that. That's all I remember. I remember Paul Heyman standing on top of the cell.
Yeah, it came later in Punk's career because he
Debuted in
debuted
2005 on OVW.
2006 on ECW.
Yeah,
So it was later in his career. I was right.
kind of. Yeah, kind of. But early in his WWE career. It might have been later in his career, but it was earlier in his WWE career. Kind of.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, that's more
Kinda.
like mid, but in the middle of it, then early or late.
Whatever. Anyway. Roman Reigns couldn't talk on the mic for shit when he got him. That's why you needed Paul Heyman. You needed Paul Heyman to talk for him. Suffering succotash is what he used to say on a microphone. He couldn't talk for shit. Now he doesn't need him anymore. I feel like the only way that this would make sense, right? And tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if
Okay.
I'm crazy for thinking this way. I said the only way this makes sense is because Seth doesn't need Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman
He
doesn't need
doesn't.
Seth Rollins. They don't need each other. Just doesn't make sense to me. I was thinking, I was like, oh shit, this don't fucking make sense. But then I thought about it. A couple of months ago, about a month ago, they copyrighted a faction name. WWE did. So I'm thinking, okay, who could this faction be? Maybe Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman join up with a certain final boss and a champion. They join up with The Rock and Cena.
Would that happen?
I don't know. They copyrighted the name The Corporation a month ago. And it would only make sense as The Rock is the head of TKO. Or the head of WWE's portion of TKO.
I mean, they were hinting at it with Seth saying what's best for business.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's
you're stuck.
what Cena said.
And he also said you're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
That
doesn't mean
you
a
are
damn
just
thing.
grasping at straws, bro.
I might be reaching.
Like, maybe.
That's what I saw on Twitter. They were like, "That makes sense." I'm
And it's like,
right.
bro, I have everything that you need to know about this on this USB right here. This man said between rock and a hard place, and that's all that fit on that. That's all you need to know.
You said it.
That's grasping at straws there, buddy.
I just feel like Seth Rollins, John Cena, The Rock, and Paul Heyman would be an incredible faction.
That would be one hell of a faction.
And today, just today, Paul Heyman was on the Pat McAfee show just today. This was a couple hours ago. One of them said, one of the guys that was on Pat McAfee's show asked a question. He goes, I could be on your team. He said, but you're going to need more guys than just me. Who else would you get? He said, we have some names in mind. That's what Paul Heyman said today on the Pat McAfee show. We have names in mind for who's going to join us. Well, who are these names? We don't know. Could be The Rock, could be Cena, could be Braun Breaker. I've been wanting Braun Breaker to be a Paul Heyman guy forever.
That would be interesting.
I've been wanting Braun Breaker to join Paul Heyman forever.
Dude, it would be like a perfect match.
That's what I'm saying. He's the next Brock Lesnar, minus the sexual assault allegations.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But other than that, he's the next Brock Lesnar. He's great.
Add a little bit of barking, and you got Braun Breaker.
Come on, I'll get it together.
What was that? This man's just saying who, bro? This man's a fucking aggressive owl.
Bum. Anyway.
I'm right.
I think it could be not Brock Lesnar. It could be Braun Breaker. Sorry, they both have B's in the first name.
Yo,
it's confusing.
This is not gonna happen. But just humor me for a second.
I'll humor you.
What if this whole feud it's obviously against the original bloodline, right?
Yeah.
That's where it's kind of leading to.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, I almost know 100% certain this won't happen. But imagine the storyline if Moxley joins back and joins this faction. Imagine that storyline. That storyline would go hard. It's never gonna fucking happen. That storyline would go nice.
It could have Miro be the bodyguard. Rusev be their bodyguard or something. He's coming back. He just signed. He's guaranteed to come back. Big E said so on the pre-show.
Oh, okay. I don't know how Miro would fit in that whole idea, though.
Just to be a bodyguard.
Just to be a bodyguard.
Because he's big. Strong. He can lift people up, probably.
Probably.
Aleister Black doesn't make sense for multiple reasons. One, he's on SmackDown, not Raw. Two, it doesn't fit his character.
Yeah. I mean, if he's joining anyone, if you're going like character-wise, it's probably Karrion Kross, just because they have kind of similar.
Yeah, which would be great.
Kind of.
Which would be great. I would like that. Maybe.
But I think when he comes back, he needs to be solo, and he needs to be immediately thrust in like the title picture.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
That's just the talent he has. He's one of my favorites, personally.
Maybe you bring back Chris Jericho, who recently is on thin ice with AEW, and said he would consider coming back to WWE. Maybe you bring him back,
I don't
and
want Jericho. I don't want him back.
maybe he has a little run left in him, and he comes out and he's with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins, and they make the Learning Tree 2.0.
The
That could
learning
happen.
tree.
That's his
The
faction name
learning
right now.
tree is insane.
That's his faction name right now.
What?
It's
Oh,
the
hell
Learning
no.
Tree with Big Bill, aka Big Cass, aka that tall motherfucker. He look like a tree. It probably makes sense.
He looks like a tree.
Maybe you can bring Omos into this faction. We haven't seen him in a while. He did some of his best work in Japan recently. They brought him back for something. Maybe you add him
That
to the.
could be cool.
Maybe you add him to the faction. We haven't seen him in a while. He was with MVP. MVP left, went to AEW. They created the Hurt Syndicate over there. Maybe you put
Went from the Hurt
Omos.
Business to the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, it's all the same members. Yeah, it's
That
kind of
is-
sad.
Wow.
It's literally MVP, Bobby Lashley, Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin. I don't think Cedric has left. I don't think Cedric has joined AEW yet, but he will. Inevitably, he will, and it'll be the Hurt Business 2.0, basically.
That. Tell
The
me
theme
you're
song goes
leeching
hard.
off of WWE without telling me you're leeching off WWE.
Hey, they're tag team champions.
Yeah, I guess. But
To be fair, that
still.
theme song kind of go hard. Anyway, that's besides the point. They're actually my favorite faction in AEW, which is shocking.
I mean,
They're probably they were probably the best part of Dynasty. Was their match.
this one I didn't even watch Dynasty.
Yeah, their match is probably the best one.
I don't watch AEW.
But yeah, there's a lot of directions you can go with this. There's a lot of ways you can maneuver it. There's a good storyline coming out of this. I like this match. I loved everything about it.
Yeah, this storyline is gonna.
It's gonna cook.
I would assume it'd be one of the faster developing ones.
Well, and tonight we're gonna hear from Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins tonight. So maybe we'll get some answers tonight.
Imagine Paul just goes for the McNuggets again. He
God.
betrays all three of them.
That's what I originally thought was going to happen. I thought he was going to betray all three of them, and say "fuck all three of you" and kind of just go on with Braun Breaker. That's what I was starting to think. The closer we got to Mania.
I mean, I
But-
thought there's a possibility once he betrayed two to betray the third, but at the same time, with how slow it took for him to betray both of them, why would you make it go on longer?
Yeah,
You can kind of tell by the pacing of it that it was only going to be. It's going to
Yeah.
end after the second.
Yeah, we got some Shield teases in the match. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins wanted a power bomb CM Punk through the announce table. Roman said, "Get him up, pick him up." That's what he said. He said, "Pick him up." Seth Rollins picks him up and then he slaps the shit out of Seth Rollins. He said, "Ah, no." You
Like,
thought."
nah, I'm doing it myself.
He said, "You thought, bitch." Both announce tables get broken on this night.
Yep.
CM Punk goes to the Spanish announce table. And then Seth Rollins goes to the regular announce table. It's the first time the tables are broken, by the way, which I thought it was a great place to break those tables finally.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee had a great call saying, "I didn't even know these tables could break." Me neither. Me neither. I thought they were vibranium. But they made them
Vibranium
vibranium.
is insane.
I thought they were made vibranium tables. But they did not. They broke. That being said, we move on to night 2 after Seth Rollins. We were on a high coming out of that. I was like, yes.
Yeah, dude.
Night 2 is going to be incredible. We've got Cena, Cody. We've got all these matches. It's going to be incredible. And I wasn't let down until the main event, honestly. Night 2 was very good. I loved night 2.
2, from what I remember, kind of was the same as night 1 besides the main event.
Really?
Like, it didn't add a lot more.
Oh.
It was about the same, but the main event fucked that night up.
I like night 2 a lot better. I think night 2
Did you?
felt more WrestleMania than night 1 did. Maybe it's because they were sold out this time. Night 2 was sold out, night 1 was not. Maybe that's why.
I thought night 1 was sold out too. No, it
They
was night
said
two.
they
Yeah, 'cause they
said
mentioned it fucking twice.
they said it was sold out night one. It was not sold out. I saw plenty of empty chairs. Maybe they bought tickets, but they were not. Not everybody was there. All right, let me tell you what.
I was like, all right, fuck night one. We're all just here for Cody Rhodes and Cena.
And were they disappointed? We'll get there though. We'll get there. First match to start the night was a great match. Io Sky defeated Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. Great match. 14 minutes. It was a pretty good match.
It was an alright match.
Didn't go on too long. Didn't go on too short.
I personally,
Perfect.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I do not like how they dealt with these triple threats.
Really?
I mean, both ended similarly. It's not what you want.
I
You want
guess.
both. You want both to have differences, and I felt like there should have been a lot more action with Io Sky. If what I'm remembering is correct, forgive me. I have very shitty memory.
We know.
Io wasn't that involved. It was mainly Bianca and Rhea.
But that led into the storyline, though.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you're going... It's a title match. Have the champion more involved. Like, I get you want to build the story. I get that. But you can do that while still letting Io be involved.
No, you can't.
You
Here's
can.
the storyline going into this. Storyline going into this was that Io Sky was being ignored. They didn't care. Rhea Ripley and Bianca didn't give a fuck about Io Sky. She was being ignored the entire build-up. They didn't care about her. They were focused on each other. That's what we got. They were focused on each other. They weren't worried about Io Sky, and guess what? Io Sky came through in the end and picked up the win.
Yeah, but Io
felt like
Sky
they did that
didn't do
perfectly.
shit, basically. Like, here's the thing. Like,
I
if
felt like they-
I'm getting ignored in a whole feud, I'm gonna make sure I'm involved.
Right,
I'm
but
not
here's the
gonna
thing.
just sit aside for basically 85% of the fucking
But
match.
what they were trying to tell in that match was she's still getting ignored. She's getting ignored. At the end, she comes and gets the win because they weren't paying attention to her. They weren't focusing on her.
I'm happy she won. Like, that's who I wanted to win. I
First
didn't see
Japanese
a
wrestler
reason.
to win at WrestleMania in over 20 years.
I don't know if that's right.
That is right. She's the first Japanese-born wrestler to win in the past 20 years.
The Kabuki Warriors?
Did they win at WrestleMania? No,
I thought they did.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe it was the first Japanese-born to pin somebody at WrestleMania. I don't know, but I know there was some big thing with that.
Maybe it was a solo thing.
Anyway, a streak got broken. Bianca Belair is no longer undefeated at WrestleMania as she was pinned to win the match. She was never pinned at WrestleMania. Every WrestleMania she's been in, she was never pinned. First time she was pinned at WrestleMania was this year. Which sucks, but it is what it is. Next up.
It's kind of like poetry because you had Belair winning, I had Io.
I didn't think
And
they
I'm
were
not
going to
even
break
gonna-
the streak. I didn't think they were going to break her WrestleMania streak, but they did. They did it.
Yeah, I mean, I was over here thinking like, no, hold on. Oh, holy fuck, my brain's on a whole different train of thought right now. That match, when that happened, tied us up.
Did it?
Yeah,
We were
that tied us.
close?
We were only two off.
Damn.
Two off of each other. And which one fucked me up? It was the oh yeah, it was Drew Priest and the Breaker one that fucked me up.
Hey, that's the next one we're talking about. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a street fight. Drew McIntyre tweeted at work. He said, "I'm still bored."
Dude, that was insane.
He said, "I'm still bored."
I
And
retweeted that.
Last time he tweeted that, he lost.
Yeah.
It was during the CM Punk feud. He did that and he fucking lost. Yeah, it was actually last time he did it was against Damian Priest for the championship.
Yeah. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm very happy Drew won, even though I had Priest.
I am too.
I'm very happy
he
Drew
won.
finally won.
I'm happy about the match. The match was crazy. You had the Future Shock DDT onto the steel steps.
Yeah, that was.
You had the Razor's Edge through the table. You had the old school. He was trying to go old school. Damian Priest was. He got pushed off into two tables.
Yeah, that was insane.
And then to end it all off, Damian Priest had wedged a chair in between in the ring post, wedged it there. He got hit with a claymore into that chair,
That was like the perfect ending.
killing him.
Killing
You could
him.
count to 5 million. He wasn't getting up. Counted the 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre defeats Damian Priest. I'm glad he won. I hope this leads into a bigger story of him later because he deserves it. Drew McIntyre definitely
Yeah,
deserves a bigger story out of this.
I think it was damn time he finally won. I even think I said in our predictions, like, I hope Drew wins because he's been losing too much.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I thought Priest was gonna win because they've been booking him like fucking god. But
That is
I'm
true.
so happy Drew won.
Me as well. Next up, the Fatal 4-Way for the IC Championship. I was so excited about this one. Oh, baby. This Drew McIntyre. I mean, Braun Breaker. I'm excited. Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, Penta, and Dominic Mysterio in a Fatal 4-Way. Dominic Mysterio is your new Intercontinental Champion. I said it was going to happen. Nobody wanted to believe me. Guess what? You have to believe me. It's the truth. Dominic Mysterio is your IC champion.
I still don't think if it was going to the Judgment Day, I don't think Dom should have won it. I thought Finn Balor was going to win it. But halfway through the match, I kind of knew who was going to win it. I kind of knew it was Mysterio. I mean, he was willing to betray almost like immediately.
Yeah, he did that with the quickness. He didn't even give it time. He
Yeah,
said,
Finn
"Man,
didn't.
fuck you."
Finn was going to say, okay, let's
Yeah, and then
wear
right
them down and then figure it out.
after he caught him in the 619, fucking lays him on the ground and just stomps the shit out of
Yeah,
him.
that's when he's like, okay, so this is how it's gonna be.
Yeah, yeah,
Like once Dom said, all right, all alliances out the window, you kind of knew.
yeah, yeah.
You kind of knew.
I also think, and this is my booking, back at it again. I think coming out of this match, I think they're going to turn Dominic face. Now, why do I think that? Nothing shows that. He's just going to go back with the Judgment Day, right? Well, after the match, as he was walking out of the ring, he took the Judgment Day flag out of his shit and threw it at Finn, who was laying on the apron. He walks
I
back
missed
up the
that
ramp with
part.
the IC title. Yeah, he has like the little like flag or
Like the
towel or whatever it
bandana.
is. Yeah, the bandana in his like pants or whatever. As soon as he won the match, he rolls out of the ring. Finn Balor is on the apron on this side where the ramp is. Takes it out, throws it at him, and walks up the ramp. So I'm thinking they're gonna try to turn Dom face, which
They have to do
everybody's
something
cheering
with
for him.
Liv too, then, right? How's that gonna work?
Turn both of them face, I guess. They just both leave the Judgment Day. Turn both of them face. I would think. Or
I mean, hold on. It makes sense though. It makes sense because Liv and Raquel also lost,
That is true.
so that would make sense.
That is true. So maybe we've been getting it all wrong. Maybe Finn Balor isn't leaving the Judgment Day. Maybe the Judgment Day is leaving him. That was cringy. I'm sorry. That was cringy. I am sorry.
I don't know about Carlito. He probably will leave, but
Carlito's barely in the fucking thing to begin
yeah,
with.
dude, he's
Carlito's
barely
just
doing
there.
shit.
Carlito's
But, you know,
just there.
give him some props, bruh.
None of them like Carlito. He's just there.
You're like, oh, these tenders are good, bruh.
You know, Carlito's dead. After the last couple of spears he's taken, he's fucking dead. He doesn't exist anymore. He took that crazy one from Braun Breaker 2 weeks ago. And last night he got speared through a announce table by Braun Breaker. He's dead.
Maybe this is when the Judgment Day finally like completely disbands and we don't have a Judgment Day.
I agree. I think that could happen.
Maybe that's where we're going with this. Like, I think it's about time that we make a change with Dom. Although I like him as a heel, I think it's time we move him back to being a face now that he's developed a little bit more.
I do as well because the crowd is cheering for him. The crowd went off when he won. They were cheering.
Yeah, I think it's about time we change him. Even
I
though,
think so.
like I said, I like him as a heel. But he's had the time to develop. I think he'll be a better face this time around.
I agree with you. I do agree with you. Yeah, yeah. That was great for me. I tweeted about it. It was so good. I tweeted about it.
It was insane because I even added the other guy who was like so high on Dom all the fucking time. He's like, dude, this is no way this is happening, and it happened. I'm like, bruh. I literally replied to this man in all caps, bruh.
I told you it was gonna happen. Nobody wanted to believe me, but it happened. Dominic Mysterio was an IC champion, and he would carry that title until he has a world title shot against John Cena at Backlash. No, I'm just kidding. That's not happening. That's not happening.
Yeah, no way in hell. Dude,
That'd
okay,
be
this is the
funny.
way I want Cena's story to play out, okay?
Uh-huh.
I want the person to take it off of him to be Randy Orton.
Here's how I think it's going to play out. You want to hear how it's going to play out? Here's how it's going to play out.
Not how it's going to play out, how you
Oh,
think
this is how it's going to play out. He's not retiring. He's not ending his career this year. He's going to be at WrestleMania next year, and that is where they will finally take the title off of him. Either that or he just leaves with the title, and we just never see that title again. Because that's what he said he was going to do. He said, I'm leaving with this championship. You're going to have to make a new one. You're not going to have a fake title. Y'all ain't going to have the real one. I have the real one.
That would be insane. I actually don't mind that.
That's
if
what he said he was
lose
going to
it,
do. That's what he said. He said, taking this home with me.
But I think his go home match, whether he loses the title, has it, whatever, has to be Orton. 100%.
Yeah.
You can't let one of your bigger guys retire without going against his main rival his whole career. You can't do that.
I agree. I think they're going to do that at Backlash. I think they're going to have a match at Backlash. Because it is in Randy Orton's hometown. So I think they will have a match at Backlash.
Yeah, I think it's writing on the walls. It has to happen. Whether Cena retains or not.
Yeah, I think it will happen at some point. With that being said, Randy Orton, speaking of Randy, we're on his match now. Randy Orton had an open challenge. Kevin Owens had to get neck surgery. He was not available to fight Randy Orton. So Randy had an open challenge. He said, I'm not missing my 20th WrestleMania. He said, I'm going to fight whoever wants to come out here and get their ass kicked. So he comes out. He does the promo. He says, I'm not missing my 20th WrestleMania. Come on out here, whoever wants to come back out here, because you're about to get hit with an RKO. That's what he said. Camera zooms in on the door that opens on the stage. And it zooms in. And who comes out? Who comes out? Probably one of my favorite wrestlers right now. Just personally, I like him. I like him a lot, actually. Probably a guy that should sign with WWE at some point, probably. He's not currently signed there, but he will be at some point.
Oh, wait, no. Okay, I remember who it is.
Because somebody said his name and he appeared. Joe Hendry answered Randy Orton's open challenge. The TNA World Champion answered the open challenge. Now, it was a 3-minute match. Some people would say he got buried. They buried TNA. That's what a lot of people were saying. But I don't see it that way. He got his WrestleMania moment. He was out there.
You gotta think storyline wise. Randy's pissed.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna go light. He's going to bury the fuck out of you.
And to be honest, Joe Hendry got in some good offense. He got in some great offense during this match. It wasn't like it was just a squash. Like, he got offense in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see a reason why it really should have gone on longer.
I think it was perfect.
I think it signifies that Randy still has that killer instinct, legend killer. He still has it. He still is one of the top guys. Like, There's no reason Joe Hendry should be making this match last longer.
Yeah.
Like, Joe Hendry's younger. He's newer to the business. He doesn't have all the experience.
Yeah.
Especially at WWE. And Randy's been here for, what, like 20 years? 30 years?
And people are acting
30's pushing it, but...
I think it's 25, I think. 2002. He joined 2002. How many years is that?
Let's see if you can do the math.
I'm using a calculator.
It's 23.
23. Okay, 23 years. I was close. 23 years. So,
I like that they're using Joe Hendry.
I
He's
think
one of the biggest pops.
I think he did have one of the biggest pops of the weekend. People would love to see him. I think, to be honest, I think that a lot of people that are outraged about this online don't realize that Ethan Page is going to TNA in a week, literally a week from yesterday. He's going to fight for the the TNA title against
Yeah.
Joe Hendry. They're sending people over there. Whatever. The people that are saying they're burying TNA, they're burying TNA. This partnership isn't even supposed to be with the main roster to begin with. They haven't done
Yeah.
anything with the main roster. It's only been NXT, and they've been promoting TNA on NXT for a long time. They're still have a good partnership. Joe Hendry has only showed up twice on the main roster. Once was the Royal Rumble. The second time was WrestleMania. There's nothing to be mad about. I loved it. I loved him coming out. I loved this match. I loved everything about it. I loved how he RKO'd him after he did his pose. I thought that was fucking hilarious. He comes over, he does his pose, and then fucking out of nowhere, just Randy Orton flying into frame just to RKO him. I thought that was
It's like
great.
I think it's. I don't know. That probably not changing the gimmick, but it shows hints of the apex predator and the legend
Mm-hmm.
killer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a mix of both, and I think it's perfect for Randy.
And he was having fun with it. After the match was over, he helps Joe Hendry up. He's showcasing him to the world, and then hits him with another RKO. It did not last that long. But then at the end of the match, he was like, "Okay, I've had my fun." Then he looks at the crowd. Crowd chants, "Do it." He does Joe Hendry's shit. He gets the crowd up like this, and then he does Joe Hendry's pose right in front of him. It was ruthless.
It's ruthless.
Then he pats him on the chest and walks out. I think Joe Hendry had a great WrestleMania debut.
I think it was perfect. Honestly.
He went out there, he did his job. Randy went out there, did his job. I don't see an issue with it. They both did their jobs.
I mean, if like you said, it's only mainly NXT, and what is NXT? The developmental brand.
Right. And
85% of I'm not even gonna say 85. 90% of that NXT roster is not gonna hang with one of the best in the business.
right. And even if it was somebody from NXT, same thing would happen. Like
Yeah,
it's
it
not
should.
like they were gonna send Obafemi down there and he was gonna have like a banger with Randy Orton. I mean, he could, but he wasn't going to. Nobody that they
Low
sent there was
key,
going to.
low key, if you're sending a champion, an NXT champion to compete with one of the best, they should
Right,
put up
right, right,
a little bit better of a match
right.
than
But
that. But still,
my whole point is they're
Owen's
not
coming
going to
out
do
on
that
top.
because whoever they were going to send there, they were always going to lose like this. Whether it was
Yeah.
Miro, whether it was Aleister Black, whether it was Jeff Hardy. A lot of people were saying Jeff Hardy should have been the one to do it. I don't agree with that at all.
No.
Whether it was
Fuck
Joe
no.
Hendry, whether it was Cody Rhodes, whether it was John Cena, it doesn't matter. They were going to lose like that regardless, whoever they sent down there. So why would
Yeah, sure.
you just signed Miro, Rusev, you just signed him back. Why would you have him go out there and lose like that?
There's no reason
Aleister
to.
Black, why would you have him go out there and lose his debut match back? No
You'd be
reason to do
pissed.
any of
You'd
that.
want to leave instantly.
No reason to do any of that. Why would you send Penta out there? Why would you send Phoenix? You just signed these guys. Why would you send any of them out there? Joe Hendry isn't signed. Joe Hendry has a home, TNA. He doesn't need a win right now. And if he signs with WWE, I'm sure he'll get a few wins when he debuts. I'm sure that'll happen. But he's not signed. And
Exactly.
they're having fun with it. That's what I like to see. Next up, we have AJ Styles, Logan Paul. This match did exactly what it needed to. I think Logan Paul's entrance was sick. We had the 9 different camera angles. I thought that was sick.
I didn't watch his
He came
entrance.
out. He came out holding a camera, and then he let it go, and it was a drone, and it flew up, and it was really cool.
Oh, that sounds sick.
And then after that, they had 9 different camera angles of his entrance on the screen. It was really cool.
Damn.
Yeah. And then he did it again. He had the camera in his hand. He set it down. He had the camera. He was in the ring. He got out of the ring, set it down on like the ring post, I think. Set it down, walks away, gets into the ring. So you're looking from that camera angle that's sitting on the ring post. And then the match is going on. He picks up that camera mid-match, lets it go, and it's a drone again. It's great. It was fucking great. The drone shots during this match were incredible. There was a lot of incredible things about this match. Logan Paul gets the win because AJ Styles is leaving to go to AEW. Who's surprised? Not me. That's who's not surprised.
I don't think anyone is.
No, Logan Paul wins. I liked it. I liked this match. This match did exactly what it needed to. The brass knuckles were almost used. Karrion Kross comes in and says, nah, can't do that. He tells AJ to use the brass knuckles on Logan Paul because he doesn't like Logan Paul. He said Logan Paul's an outsider. He doesn't belong here. Use these brass knuckles to beat Logan Paul. AJ throws the brass knuckles at the steel steps. It bounces off of him. And then he hits Karrion Kross. He said, "Pah!" Gets back in the ring, tries a phenomenal forearm. It does not work. Logan Paul hits him with his hand, knocks him out. Then he hits him with the pulverizer. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Logan Paul gets the win. I love that sequence.
Yeah, I mean,
getting knocked out.
Can't argue. He has one of the better finishers.
He does. No, his finisher
Dude,
is
so fucking
so
clean.
great. His finisher is great. I enjoyed it. Next up, Lyra Valkyria. And question mark. That's what it was after the pre-show on Saturday because Bayley got attacked by somebody. We don't know who attacked Bayley. This could be a storyline in and of itself. But anyway, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez is who they were facing. Lyra Valkyria needed a partner. She needed a tag team partner to go out there and battle the tag team champions. So we don't know who it is. We didn't know who it was. Lyra comes out. We still don't know who her tag team partner is. Out of nowhere, Becky Lynch's music plays. And Becky Lynch is her tag team partner. Now, I knew Becky Lynch was in Vegas. She was at the Hall of Fame ceremony. And she was in the back. They filmed her in the back as she was cheering Seth Rollins on for turning heel.
Yeah, why not have two Irish women fight alongside each other?
Why not?
Makes sense.
Both of them have been linked in the past, so it makes sense. Now, there's multiple ways you can go with the storyline. Did Becky Lynch attack Bayley so she could get that spot on WrestleMania? Turn her heel with her husband?
I don't like that.
Why not? If she attacks Bayley, Lyra needs a partner. I could be Lyra's partner. I could get on WrestleMania. I'm not on WrestleMania.
But here's the thing: we already have a storyline where someone got attacked to be replaced.
They're gonna do it again.
I already have that.
Bayley got attacked. We still don't know who it is. They're doing it again. They found one thing that worked. And
it's going to be Becky.
Okay, then it could be Lyra. Could have been Lyra.
If it's anything, I think it's Lyra.
She was the first one on the scene. Could be Lyra.
Yeah, if it's anything, it should be Lyra. It should not be Becky.
Or it could just be straight up Liv and Raquel. It could be. We don't know. Because the first one on the scene was Lyra. Second and third on the scene was Liv and Raquel. We don't know who attacked her.
And it makes most sense if it's Liv and Raquel to keep this storyline going. That makes most sense. But if we're trying to switch things...
Unless they turn them face. That's what, yeah. Unless they turn both of them face. Which I don't think they'll turn Raquel face. I don't like Raquel. She's kind of mid. But they can turn Liv face.
Kind of? Very mid.
She can do some cool things. She can do some cool things.
Not enough to be considered more than mid.
Anyway, Becky Lynch was her tag team partner, and Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria defeat Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to win the tag team titles. 2-belt Lyra. She has 2 belts now. The women's IC title, which they didn't put on Mania.
For some reason.
Now she has the women's tag team championship. They also didn't put the women's U.S. championship on Mania either.
We don't ask questions. We just let WWE do WWE things.
You're right. You're right. Next up is the main event. This is what everybody was talking about. Everybody was like, this match is going to be so good. It's going to be cinema. I even tweeted out, I'm so excited for the cinema that I'm about to watch. I was excited.
Little did we know.
I was hyped up. I was like, yes, this match is going to be great. After what we saw the past couple of years, this match has got to be great. And John Cena comes out, all black Titantron. I loved it. Just a simple John Cena. I loved it.
It was a perfect entrance. Like there was like no lights, like pitch black, just a spotlight on him.
I loved it.
It goes perfectly with the whole. Stigma is not the word, but I'm going to use it anyway. like the saying that he has, where you
Yep.
only get what you deserve.
Yep. And you get
It works
nothing.
perfect.
Yes. I loved it. I loved his entrance. Cody Rhodes has some dirt bikers jumping around places, doing a bunch of different crazy shit. I loved that.
That
I loved it.
I didn't
He
like
comes
that.
out. He comes out. He gets up there. He has the mask on. He had this mask on for the past 2 WrestleManias. He's ready to fight. His theme song starts playing. His mask opens up like it's Iron Man.
I was about to say,
And
bro.
Cody Rhodes is revealed to
What a
be
goddamn
underneath
Iron
them.
Man.
And Cody Rhodes is revealed to be underneath the mask. I didn't expect that part. I didn't know it was Cody.
I had no idea. I thought it was Tony
I
Stark, bro.
thought I thought Brandy Rhodes maybe. Thought it was Liberty Rhodes.
That's insane.
Thought it was Dusty Rhodes. Dustin
Nah,
Rhodes
bro.
maybe.
It had to be Dustin, bro. Cody
Dustin.
though?
I did not expect Cody Rhodes to be the WWE champion. I thought it was Dustin. I'm gonna be
Holy
honest.
fuck,
Anyway,
dude.
Cody
I
Rhodes
thought it was
walks down to the
Goldust.
Cody Rhodes walks down to the ring. I thought it was Stardust. I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was Stardust. Anyway, Cody Rhodes walks down to the ring. He's ready for a fight. The fight gets underway. Everything's going as planned. Then the ref gets knocked out, and I'm like, oh shit. Here we go. This is where all the bad shit happens. This is where
Mhm.
The Rock comes out, and this is where all these people come out, right? This is about to get crazy.
And then the next thing you hear.
No, wait a minute. This wasn't the first knockout. The ref gets back up.
Oh
just
wait,
fine.
no, that happened the second one,
Yep,
huh?
the ref gets knocked out. He gets back up. Counts 1, 2. Cody Rhodes kicked out, or John Cena kicked out, one of the two.
It was
Then
Cody,
the
'cause
next,
Cody pinned first.
then the next knockout occurs, and I'm like, oh shit, there's 2 knockouts. That means something crazy gonna go down today. The next thing we hear, Fiend, for 3
Repeats my
minutes. For 3 minutes, we heard Fiend. It took him 3 minutes to get from top to bottom of the ramp.
Yeah, it was.
John Cena's laughing. He's smiling. He said, ha, 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 I got Cody Rhodes. Watch this. He picks up Travis Scott. He grabs his arm. He picks him up onto the apron. He gives him a hug. Then Cody Rhodes gets John Cena. 1, 2. Travis Scott pulls the ref out of the ring. Oh, shit. What the fuck's going to happen now? You got Travis Scott there. You got Cody Rhodes there. Maybe somebody's going to come out, right? That's what you're thinking. That's what we're all thinking. Travis Scott's talking shit to Cody. They get him face to face, right? Just fine, whatever. Crossroads. Straight to Travis Scott. Cool. Great. Expecting to hear The Rock's music next. No, what I see on my television is I see Cena hold the title. He goes over, tries to hit Cody. Cody grabs the title, takes it from him. John Cena's pleading, begging with him, saying, no, please don't hit me with the title.
I got
Cody
so
Rhodes.
much to live for.
Cody Rhodes throws the title, gets hit in the McNuggets by John Cena. Oh, John Cena.
Second most devastating move in all.
Oh, John
professional
Cena.
wrestling.
Grabs the title, hits Cody Rhodes over the head, throws the title out of the ring, gets down for the pin. The referee's getting back up into the ring. He gets down for the pin. 1, 2. I thought there was going to be a kick out. I thought music was going to play. I thought something crazy was going to happen. You know what didn't happen? Any of that. He got the 1, 2, 3 that fucking quickly. 21 minutes, 40 seconds was the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah. Here's the thing about that match, right? I love the result, hate the match.
I love the outcome, hate how we got there. That's the best
exactly.
way to put it. Love the result,
I
hate the outcome. I love the outcome, hate the way that we got to that outcome.
like I think there was no other way to have Cena win it than in his last Mania. Supposedly, we don't. I would assume it's 100% his last.
I would
Like,
assume
I'm
too,
happy
but the way that they
here,
did this, I'm not
The
so
Rock
sure.
should have got involved. I think they're moving way too slowly with the story.
The Rock
I
should have
think-
gotten involved. Yeah, he started the fucking story. He's the reason for the story. Of course, he should have gotten
It's like
involved.
they're moving too slow with this. Like on his farewell tour, I want multiple feuds, at least 2.
Here's why I think
It
he's not
shouldn't
really
just be one
retiring.
the whole time.
Here's why I think he's not really retiring. Because if he was really retiring, you would think they would have sped this shit up by now. You would have
You would
thought
think,
they would speed it up.
maybe he just, uh, Triple H wants him only to have one main feud, and it's this. I mean, I don't get it.
I don't either.
I
There's
think
so many
it
guys he
should
should
have
be
been
feuding
passed.
with.
It should have been a kick out there, and Rock should have came out.
You know where Rock was
Stood up.
during this match, by the way?
Well,
He wasn't at WrestleMania. He wasn't in Las Vegas. You know where he was? No. He was in Hawaii, chilling, having a good time. He even posted a picture on Instagram of him driving through Hawaii. He wasn't even in the vicinity of Las Vegas.
but it's.
I'm
happy Cena won, but everything else.
My thing is, right? If Rock wants to be involved in the storyline, then he should be on TV. He hasn't been mentioned. He hasn't shown up since the Elimination Chamber. They have not mentioned him, and or we have not seen him since the Elimination Chamber. If you want to be in the story, get on TV. If you want to stay off of TV, get the fuck out of the storyline. We didn't need you in the storyline. John Cena could have just turned heel by himself. He didn't need The Rock.
I think it made the impact a lot more, though. But
I'll agree. I'll agree with that, but the issue is, where's The Rock then? Oh shit. Oh shit. My thing is though, you're gonna have to listen to me through this because I accidentally unplugged my microphone. I did that. I did that one. That was my fault. I'll wait to make my point because I need to get my microphone ready for this. Okay. My point, right? We're looking at it like, okay, we're looking at this storyline. The storyline started with The Rock wanting Cody's soul. I want your soul. That's what he said. Cody Rhodes said, Rock, go fuck yourself. And then John Cena turned heel. The impact was bigger in that moment with The Rock being there. My question is, though, if you knew you weren't going to be at WrestleMania, this main event, by the way, has been booked for months. Since Cena announced his retirement tour, this main event has been booked. So if we knew that Rock wasn't going to be there, we know Rock ain't going to show up, then why would we involve Rock at all?
Yeah, I don't know what is going through his head.
Okay, you ready for this? You ready for a crazy thought here? Or, let's say you don't involve. Let's say I lost my train of thought. Okay, no. Let's say they booked this main event, right? They booked John Cena, Cody Rhodes for WrestleMania 41, the main event. They booked it, thinking, oh, The Rock's gonna show up. Maybe they thought The Rock was gonna. Maybe this whole storyline, they thought, okay, Rock will show up, but they weren't sure. And then out of nowhere, The Rock tells them, hey, I'm not showing up, by the way. Maybe that's what happened. If that's the case, then Rock should not be involved with WWE moving forward. If that's what he's doing to the creative team. If the creative team is booking one thing to happen and it doesn't end up happening because The Rock says that he's not showing up, The Rock shouldn't be involved anymore.
I don't take Dwayne to be that type of guy, though. That's the thing.
I do. I absolutely do. That's definitely something he would do. I can see him doing it.
I can't.
Listen. One of two things happened here. Either John Cena's ego got in the way, right? Or The Rock said he wasn't going to show up last minute. Now, I believe John Cena's ego could have gotten in the way here. Maybe he said, I'm not losing to Cody. Maybe that's what he said. He said, maybe they were like, you should lose to Cody now and then you'll win, another, SummerSlam or whatever, right? And maybe he said, I'm not losing to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Maybe he said that. Or maybe Cody thought The Rock was going to show up. Cena thought The Rock was going to show up. The creative team thought he was going to show up. And then out of nowhere, Rock says, I'm in Hawaii. I can't show up.
I don't see any of those.
Or maybe Triple H is just bad at booking. Who knows?
I think this is just poor creative decision.
Maybe Triple H is just terrible at booking. Who knows?
But he's not the worst. We've seen worse. But
all I know is
I just think this was just poor booking for this match.
All I know is
pay-per-view.
Travis Scott shouldn't be fucking involved in wrestling. That's what I know.
Yeah, I don't even know why he is.
That's the one thing I'm sure of. I'm sure of that.
Yeah, I don't know why.
There. That's not his moment. Cody Rhodes, by the way, remember back at WrestleMania 39 when it took the entire bloodline to make Cody Rhodes lose?
Yeah.
Now we flash forward 2 more years into the future, 41. It took Travis Scott and John Cena hitting him in the nuts to lose the title.
Yeah, I don't fully understand it. Like, this whole main event would, like, the whole way it played out made no sense. The outcome makes sense to
The
me.
outcome makes sense.
It
You're
should have
right.
been.
You're right. The outcome does make sense.
Everything else.
The way we got there does not make sense. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Like, if there was going to be involvement, it had to be The Rock, or no involvement at all.
And I think they could have taken it a step further. They have The Rock come out. The Rock does his shit. They have Stone Cold come out because he was there. He announced the attendance numbers. He crashed into a lady ringside.
Yeah, that was funny.
Didn't even hit her, but now she's gonna get paid. I saw Nick Khan out there talking to her, like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." Shut the fuck up. Don't nobody care about that lady. It's fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin. If Stone Cold Steve Austin hit me ringside at a WrestleMania show, I'll be like, "Hey man, that's cool. Just let me get some signed autograph merch. That's it. That's all I want." After that, I don't give a fuck. I don't get. It's Stone Cold Steve fucking Austin, all right?
Yeah.
Let me drink a beer with him or something. I don't know. Anyway, maybe you have Stone Cold come out after The Rock comes out, stunner him. And then you have Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman come out, solidifying that they are with Roman,
yeah, that would
that
make
they're
sense.
with Cena and Rock, solidifying that they are on their side, beat the shit out of Steve Austin, and make Cody Rhodes lose the title. That's how it should play out. Hell, if The Rock was the only one that showed up, that would have been better than what we got.
Yeah, 100%.
If The Rock wasn't going to show up, let's say The Rock thing did happen where he out of nowhere said, "Okay, I can't be there," right? Let's just say that happened. Maybe something happened, whatever. Let's just humor me for a second. Let's say that happened, okay? If I'm Cena or Cody and I hear that, like, oh, Rock's not here, he's not going to show up in the main event tonight, I would say, okay, fine, let's have a straight up one-on-one match then. Let's not involve anybody then. This isn't Travis Scott's moment. This is my moment. I don't want anybody showing up. Because without The Rock, Travis Scott don't make sense.
Yeah, I don't even know why Travis Scott's even involved in this at all.
I don't either. But he is.
Yeah, but here he is.
That being said, we've been going for an hour 30. It's time we end the podcast.
Complaining about this.
Well, I mean, it is something to complain about.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
We also have to do the daily WWE portal.
We do have to do that. Let's get that up, and we'll do the Wordle.
We'll do the WWE Wordle
before we end this podcast. I forgot we were supposed to do that at the beginning, but I had so much I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about it too.
I had so much I wanted to talk about.
Yeah. Okay. WWE player guessing game. Fucking ad.
There's an ad. Woo!
Woo!
Good morning, Cheerios.
Guess from the silhouette. That looks easy. That looks like... Who?
Type of wrestler. Come on, let's go. Seth Rollins?
Alright, we're gonna go Seth Rollins. Male with 12 WrestleManias.
Not on Raw, not a Hall of Famer. Or he is a Hall of Famer.
He is a Hall of Famer.
He is a Hall of Famer. Not on Raw. Could be an alumni.
Okay, so this is what he looks like. This guy looks so familiar, but I can't remember his name.
Shawn Michaels.
Oh, it probably is Shawn, yeah. You're right. It's like early Shawn Michaels. It's not.
No.
He's an alumni, though.
He's an alumni. He's a Hall of Famer. Okay.
Is it Triple H?
Triple H? I don't know if they would have that in already, but maybe. They don't have
him as Hall of Famer
yet, so no.
Okay.
Rob Van Dam? No, that doesn't look like Rob.
That doesn't look like Rob.
No, his hair wasn't that long. Who's a Hall of Famer with long hair? Shawn Michaels, but that wasn't him.
Not Hunter.
Not Booker T.
Definitely
I'm just
not.
going through the list of people with long hair, okay? Leave me alone. Not Booker
Jericho?
T.
But I don't think he's a
Jericho's
Hall of
not. He's
Famer.
not a Hall of Famer yet.
God, he looks so fucking familiar. Not Macho Man.
No, we need long hair. Well, Macho Man had long hair.
He had
Could be,
long
but it
hair.
doesn't
The
look like
Ultimate
him.
Warrior?
That actually does kind of look like Warrior. Put Ultimate Warrior in there. That actually does kind of look like him.
Okay. Nope. Rip. He's older than 59.
Is Sting?
Holy
Is
shit.
Sting a Hall of Famer?
I would think so. 'Cause that could be early Sting.
Could be old Sting. Yeah. No.
Okay, no. He's older than 66?
Hulk Hogan. He had long hair.
Was fired from WWE for making an experience in some.
Yep. Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan. He was in Rocky 3. Hulk Hogan.
Yep, there you go.
Yep.
Snipe.
It was Hogan. Yep.
It was like kind of hard to tell from that silhouette, Loki. You can
As
play the
soon as you
previous
s-
game too.
As soon as you said older than 60, I said Hulk Hogan. I know that motherfucker. That's Hulk Hogan. I know
Yeah.
he old as shit.
71. Let's play the previous one too.
Okay, we'll do one more. Why not?
Hey! Hey! It's Cody!
It's great.
What? Alright.
Brock
Okay,
Lesnar.
that looks like Brock?
Brock Lesnar. It kind of looks like him. Damn.
No. Okay.
Close.
This is what I'm gonna say, okay?
Okay.
Andre the Giant. I got so much.
You were so close, though. He is dead. It is a dead wrestler who is in the Hall
Who
of Fame.
is that? It's not Andre.
It's not Andre. I'm looking. He's a Hall of Famer, an alumni. Dead. A dead Hall of Famer alumni.
Who is The Rock's father? That was in WWE.
Is it I don't know.
Remember.
Peter Maivia, I think. I thought, or Rocky Maivia or something like that.
Okay, he has a little more than 0. He's tall as shit.
I don't think The Rock's dad ever had a WrestleMania. I don't think.
No, he didn't.
That could be The Rock.
didn't.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
The Rock does not look like that.
Well, I mean, maybe. Maybe it's old Dwayne.
He's
I
also
don't know.
not dead.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot. Well, hell, watching the main event, I wouldn't fucking know now, would I? All right, he never showed up, so I wouldn't know if he was or not.
Oh God.
What about Alpha from the Wild Samoans? Alpha or Sika? They're kind of big. They're Samoan.
Alpha. I don't know how to fucking spell it.
Maybe they go by their real names. Hold
I don't know.
on. Yeah, but they had bigger hair than that. We would know if that was them.
Oh, he's not a Hall of Famer. Damn, 2 Manias though. We got that.
Well, 2 Manias. They're dead, so they're old.
Yeah, he's about like 6'4", 6'5". Who the fuck is this?
I'm gonna say something. It's gonna sound like a dumb guess, but Terry Funk. It's gonna sound stupid. He was a smaller guy.
He's not even. Nope.
Funk.
Yeah. Dude, this is kind of a bitch.
It looks very familiar.
I know. That's the like. It looks like I should know this.
Is British Bulldog a Hall of Famer?
I think he is.
Mm.
Alright, what's the second one? The Hall of Famer got heat from fellow stars for not washing his wrestling gear.
Well, that fucking helps, doesn't it?
Uh,
I was gonna say Undertaker, but he's not dead. He played the dead man though.
no. Oh, wait, it's Hot. Jimmy Hot? Night Hot? Maybe Night Hot. No. He's not a Hall of Famer?
Is Owen Hart not in the game?
No.
No. Okay.
Is Jimmy Hot? I don't know if that's Jimmy, though.
Not the same stature as Bret Hart, but it's not him because he's alive. He was just at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Could be Jimmy Hart. They're
Let's
related.
try it.
They might look like each other.
Nope.
No.
Damn. We have one guess left. This one's actually. Watch, we're gonna know this guy 100%.
Watch it be somebody we've never heard of.
Watch it be fucking Umaga.
Put in. No, that's not Umaga.
No,
Could
I don't
be.
think that's Umaga.
Could be a Samoa. I don't know. I want to be honest. I don't know.
I'm just gonna put Umaga.
Okay.
No. Who is it? Vader.
Oh
I
my
forgot about that
God.
motherfucker.
I forgot he was dead. I forgot he was dead. I didn't know. Didn't know he
I
was
just
dead.
forgot
Didn't
about
know.
this man.
Didn't know he was a Hall of Famer.
I didn't know he was a Hall of Famer.
Didn't know he had 2 WrestleManias. Didn't know any of
Umaga's
that.
not a Hall of... Whatever. Yeah.
Wait, he's not?
He's not a Hall of... I thought he was a Hall of Famer.
Oh, I'm about to Google this. There's no way that's
Whoa.
right.
Okay. I mean, to be fair though, that wasn't a bad last guess. Look how much
No,
we
he's
got.
not in the Hall of Fame.
Like,
Yeah.
6'4". It was only the Hall of Famer and the height. That was such a good guess.
All right, boys, we're gonna end this. We're gonna end this podcast. Thank y'all so much for watching, and we will see you guys. Hopefully, the Patreon will be up by the time we make this uploaded, but we don't know. But with that being said, thank y'all so much for watching. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Wait, hold on. We got to reveal the records of the predictions. Are you alive?
Well, yeah. I'm waiting.
Are we still recording?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to do the.
Okay, cool. Alright, so for Stand and Deliver, I gotta go through and add all this back. Stand and Deliver, we only did 5 predictions. The motherfucker who said he knows nothing, but knows slightly more than me went 4 and 1.
Yeah.
I went 2 and 3.
Yeah.
WrestleMania. I went 7 for 11. You went 9 for 9. 9 and 9. So, that means I have the forfeit. I have to watch the worst pay-per-view of all time.
And I will send you that link, brother, and you can record that and send it to me, and I'll post it on Patreon because I'm not going to be there for that shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I don't know how this is fully going to work. But yeah.
I'll find a link and I'll send it to you.
Alright, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that.
Alright, well, with that being said, you're going to see him on a Patreon react to that shit because I'm not watching it. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Peace!